Hello, my dear children. I know, your exams are just around the corner and everyone's getting a little tense, right? But don't you worry. Today, we're going to tackle one very, very important chapter Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. And trust me, we're going to make it so simple for you, you'll be able to answer any question they throw at you. Ready? Let's go.
Just listen to these words. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Wow. With these simple but super powerful words, Nelson Mandela finished his speech when he became president. And you know what? This wasn't just the end of a speech, my dear children. No. This was the moment a brand new South Africa was born. A country finally free, rising up from a really, really sad and difficult past. Okay, so let's jump into our time machine, shall we? Let's go all the way back to May 10th, 1994. Just imagine, it's a beautiful sunny morning in Pretoria, the capital of South Africa. The sky is bright and clear. And you can almost feel the excitement in the air. It's like everyone knew something amazing was about to happen. So where is all this happening? At a huge place called the Union Buildings. And it was packed. I mean, completely overflowing with important people, leaders from more than 140 countries. Can you imagine? South Africa had never seen anything like it, and Mandela had this perfect name for it. He called it a rainbow gathering. So beautiful, right? Because just like a rainbow has many different colors, all these different people and nations came together to celebrate this big, big victory. But wait a second, why was everyone so happy? Why was this such a huge deal? Well, to understand the sunshine, you first have to understand the dark, dark night that came before it. We need to talk about something called apartheid. So what is this apartheid? The whole fight, the whole struggle was against this one single idea. On paper, it just means a system that separates people based on their skin color. But in reality, it was much, much worse. It was a cruel, unfair system created by the white-skinned people to control and dominate the dark-skinned people of South Africa in their own country. Can you believe the injustice? So look here, this is the big change. On one side, you have the old system, apartheid, that was all about one group oppressing another, ruled by just a few, and separating everyone. It left a deep, painful wound. But now, look at the other side, a new democratic nation, freedom for everyone, ruled by the people, unity. This, my children, is what Mandela called a glorious human achievement. It was a victory for all of us. Okay, so back to that happy day, the inauguration. This new beginning wasn't just about speeches. It was shown through some really powerful symbols. These things weren't just for decoration, They were sending a message to the whole world. South Africa is a new country now. And the first thing, wow. Imagine looking up at the sky. You see all these amazing fighter jets flying perfectly together, leaving behind trails of smoke in black, red, green, blue, and gold, the colors of the new South African flag. But here's the cool part. This wasn't the army showing off its power to scare people. No, it was the army showing its loyalty, its respect to the new free government and to its very first black president. And then something truly goosebumps-worthy happened. They sang two national anthems. Think about it. The white people sang Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika, the anthem of the black people. And the black people sang Die Stem, the old anthem of the whites. These were songs they used to despise, songs of the enemy. But on that day, they sang them together, a promise that they were now one nation. So powerful. But this beautiful day of freedom, it didn't just happen magically. It came at a very high price. It was earned with the blood, sweat, and tears of thousands and thousands of brave people who sacrificed everything. Mandela knew he was standing on the shoulders of giants. On this important day, Mandela remembered these heroes, Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, and so many others. Just like we in India have our great freedom fighters, right? Like Mahatma Gandhi or Bhagat Singh or Subhash Chandra Bose. Well, these men were the Gandhis and the Singhs of South Africa, true heroes. Now, this next part is super important for your exams, okay? So listen carefully. Mandela asks, how did such great, courageous men come to be? And he uses a beautiful example. He says, you know how diamonds are made? They are just pieces of coal that have been under immense pressure for a very long time. In the same way, he said these decades of cruelty and oppression created these heroes, these diamonds of amazing character.
So all this struggle, it taught Mandela something very deep about courage.
Let me ask you, Pacho, what do you think real courage is? Is it being like a superhero, never afraid of anything? Let's see what Mandela has to say.
And here it is. Please, please remember this quote. It's one of the most important lines in the whole chapter. Mandela says, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." What does that mean? It means a brave person isn't someone who doesn't feel fear. No, a brave person is someone who feels the fear, but acts anyway, someone who conquers their fear.
Now, this is a very interesting part. Mandela's idea of what freedom means actually changed as he grew up. It wasn't just one thing. It was a journey of understanding from when he was a little boy to when he became a great leader.
Look at how his idea of freedom grew. When he was a boy, what was freedom? Just being able to run in the fields and play. Simple, right? Then, as a student, freedom was maybe about staying out late at night with friends, a little bigger. As a young man, it was about getting a job, earning money, and having a family. But then he had a big realization. He understood that his own personal freedom meant nothing if all his people were not free. And that is the moment he became a true leader. And this led him to this ultimate truth. He realized that freedom cannot be divided. You can't cut it into pieces. He said, "The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them." He felt that if even one person from his community was not free, then he himself was not free either. Their pain was his pain. And then he says something that will just blow your mind. He says, it's not just the person who is being oppressed, the one in chains, who needs to be freed. The person doing the oppressing, the one putting the chains on others, they are not free either. They are a prisoner of hatred, trapped behind the bars of their own unfair ideas. Wow. So both of them lose their humanity. What a deep thought, isn't it?
Okay, Butcho, time for a quick revision. Let's get you exam ready. We'll go over some questions that come up all the time, so you'll know exactly what to write to get full marks. All right, first question. This one is a favorite for examiners, so pay attention. What are the twin obligations, or the two main duties that Mandela talks about in the chapter? Can you remember?
Okay, here's the answer. Super simple. The first duty is towards his family, his parents, his wife, his children. Easy enough. The second duty is towards his people, his community, and his country. Got it? Family and country. Simple. Okay, good. Now for part 2 of that question. This is where they check if you really understood the chapter. In a normal country, you can do both duties, right? Take care of your family and your country. But why was it impossible for a person with dark skin to do this in South Africa back then? And here is the sad truth. The apartheid system forced them into a terrible, impossible choice. If a man of color tried to just live like a normal human being, he would be punished. He'd be isolated. And if he tried to do his duty to his people, to fight for them, he would be torn away from his family, his home, and forced to live a life on the run, in hiding. Just terrible. So, as we finish up, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. What's the biggest lesson you learned from Nelson Mandela's long walk to freedom? His story teaches us that freedom is a journey, not just for a country, but for every single one of us. It's about overcoming our own fears and realizing that we can't be truly free until everyone around us is free too. Think about that, okay? All the very best for your exams, my dear children. Go and do your best. I know you will be fantastic.